18 months, humanity lived in complete darkness. This is the year history almost stopped. In 536 AD, a mysterious, impenetrable fog rolled across the globe, swallowing the sun. There was no warmth, no shadows, just a ghostly, freezing twilight that refused to lift for a year and a half. Temperatures plummeted instantly, triggering summer snow in China and wiping out crops across the planet. Starvation took over, and just when humanity thought it couldn't get worse, a brutal, century-long plague struck, decimating entire empires. It wasn't an apocalypse myth, it was real, and it plunged the world into the literal Dark Ages. For decades, the sun remained a pale ghost, its light suffocated by millions of tons of volcanic ash, trapping the Earth in a volcanic winter. Trade routes collapsed, cities went silent. In Europe, the Justinian plague swept through the weakened, starving populations, swallowing 10,000 lives a day in Constantinople alone. It was a domino effect of absolute catastrophe, proving that humanity is always just one climate shift away from total extinction. But we didn't vanish. Against all odds, the ash finally settled, the sun broke through the haze, and humanity began the agonizing process of rebuilding from the ashes of the worst century in human history.
So what exactly broke the sky? For centuries, historians thought the accounts of a disappearing sun were just apocalyptic poetry, but modern science dug into the ice. Glaciologists analyzing ice cores from Greenland and Antarctica found the smoking gun, a massive, catastrophic volcanic eruption in early 536, likely in Iceland or North America. This wasn't a normal eruption. It blasted millions of tons of sulfur and ash straight into the stratosphere, creating a dense global aerosol veil. This chemical fog acted like a planetary mirror, bouncing the sun's radiation back into the cold void of space. And just as the skies finally began to clear, the Earth was hit by a brutal 1-2 punch. Two more colossal eruptions detonated in 540 and 547 AD, locking the planet into a prolonged late antique Little Ice Age. It was a geological anomaly that fundamentally altered the course of empires, a terrifying reminder that the ground beneath our feet is just as dangerous as the stars above. But here is the true legacy of 536 AD. It wasn't just a story of darkness, it was the ultimate stress test for the human species. While ancient superpowers fractured and the Earth literally froze, our ancestors did what humanity does best. They adapted. They pushed through the starvation, survived the plagues, and outlasted the volcanic winter. The descendants of the very people who shivered in the absolute dark went on to map the oceans, harness electricity, and eventually walk on the moon. The cataclysm of 536 proves that no matter how deep the twilight gets, the sun always rises again. We survived the literal end of the world, and our story is just getting started.